实用吧。可以，就这样吧。我接下来这个准备开始是吧？
介绍吧。
先介绍公司。
差点就好。
这是
擦掉。
这个不要。
好了，放那调会儿。我来把调。
这个根本看不见你。
对，
这电脑根本看不见你。
你要两个人都讲吗？
可以都讲，都放面前那就都能讲。本来是我们想一个人翻译，一个人讲。
开始吧。
Hello everyone, this is Winnie.
This is Sibyl from Nanjing Metalli.
你这根本看不见，看不到你的脸。
这样吧。介绍公司吧，开始。Welcome to our broadcast channel. First, Winnie will introduce our company major product.
Our company is Metalli. We provide special thermal management service globally, and the cooling system and the cooling parts solution provide with influence in this industry. We focus on new energy vehicles, new energy power generation, data center, power quality, high efficiency motor drive, cold heat management, and its related. Our comprehensive capabilities include vacuum breathing, controlled atmosphere breathing, welding CNC machining, aluminum extrusion, aluminum die casting, sheet metal fabrication, assembly, and packing. We make things simple and practical to support your business, no matter if you want individual, startup, or furniture 500 company. Okay, so let's introduce our product. And the first one, we want to introduce vacuum breathing liquid cold plate. Breathing is a process of joining two or more metals, such as aluminum plates, by melting a filler metal or the breathing oil, and the filler has a melting point where below that of the base material. This is a high-end joining technology results in parts with extremely strong joints and no residual corrosion flux. The benefits of vacuum breathing include uniform heating, tight temperature control, no post-cleaning process, and process repeatability. When compared to other metal joining process, breathing does not melt the base metal of the joint, which allows for more precious control of tolerance. Vacuum aluminum breathing also minimizes distortion of the part due to uniform heating and cooling as compared to a localized joining process. This type of breathing creates a continuous, hermetically sealed bond. Vacuum furnace breathing offers extremely repeatable results due to the critical furnace parameters that are attained with every load, that is, vacuum levels and temperature uniformness. Power electronics components require a cooling solution that is both effective and reliable. Our experience in designing and manufacturing cold plates that are aluminum vacuum breathed allows us to achieve guaranteed tightness with no seams, robustness, corrosion free and excellent thermal performance. These cold plates are generally used for high-performance designs that require low thermal resistance and superior leak-free reliability. They also enable designers the greatest flexibility in specifying such as criteria as thermal resistance, thermal flow, pressure, job, fluid pumps, size, shape, material hardness, surface, and the ability to mount components on both sides of the plate. Machining flow guides can create the internal features and fins from the base metal or by introducing high-performance current-rated aluminum fin. The integrity of the brazed joints meet the most demanding applications. The high reliability allows for the manufacturing of critical microchannel devices, cold plates, radiators, microwave antennas, and waveguides. Uh, breathed cold plates. It has many materials such as aluminum 6061 or aluminum 6063, and it has inner fin structure such as folded fin, stamped fin, and extruded fins. Cold plates are breathed following our standards. Liquid cooled cold plates can be entered to perform with diverse coolants, including water, glow solution, and oils fluid. Okay, this is vacuum breathed cold plates. Yeah. 有柔棒没有柔棒，就拿这个。And 你读，柔棒，我接着读吧。And the second one, we will introduce roll-bonded liquid cold plates. Roll-bound liquid cold plates are generally made of two welded aluminum plates. These plates are welded to each other under high heat and high pressure. A silk screen pattern is applied on one of the aluminum plates' inner surface. This prevents the bonding of aluminum plates when they are rolled together. The channel's unique pillow structure creates a fluid into an optimum state to achieve highly efficient heat exchanger. The space between the plates is pressured to deform one or both plates to create the channel for the cooling medium to circulate. The inflated spring is then sealed. Additional connectors are breathed for inlet and outlet connection. The roll-bonded plates are highly versatile, which allows them to be welded, formed, or fitted for your application. It also can be applied in irregular shapes at high pressure and high temperature. Eliminating any machining process make this depot effective and greatly lower manufacturing costs. So it is a roll-bound cold plate.
明白了，我也感觉。可以。The next one is stamped and brazed liquid cold plates for cooling electronics and battery packs. And this kind of stamping and vacuum brazing liquid cold plate are widely used in EV battery packs to cool the battery temperature. With stamped and brazed liquid cold plates, channels and created from stamping process. As you can see, the process. As we can see, the channel is with stamping process, as per customers' required shapes, and on one of the two plates used to create the cold plates, the two stamped metal plates are then sealed together. As we can see, the shape is the overall shape is same. We can seal them together and form one liquid cold plate. Inside vacuum chamber using the brazing process. The brazing process uses a filler metal with a lower melting point between these two plates. It is melted into the joint of the cold plate via capillary reaction under the corresponding technological conditions, and connect the two plates form connect the two connectors to plates to form an internal flow channel. As we can see, the inlet and outlet is behind on the base plate here, and this is the stamping vacuum brazing liquid cold plate. It has obvious following advantages. The first one is no flux process can be used to clean parts. And the second one is highly repeatable and controllable batch processing in the in brazing furnace. Uniform material characteristics during and after brazing. So the production efficiency of this kind of liquid cold plate is very high compared with the CNC vacuum brazing liquid cold plate. If a customer wants the battery pack to be cooled by this kind of product, the stamping tooling cost should be invested, and the unit cost will be very low to the large project, and it depends customers' required quantities. This is the stamping and brazed liquid cooling plate. The next one is tube liquid cold plate. It is with a major technology with tube in the aluminum plate. Tube cold plate tends to be the simplest front of liquid cold plates. Where a joined free tube and we make the dependent on the required thermal performance. We make this kind of liquid cold plate with aluminum plate, copper tube, or stainless steel tube as per customers' requirements. As we can see, here are some holes and the copper channels on the plate. We make the shape, the copper shape, as per customers' requirements. And the hole is as per customers' requirements too. So they can mount their power modules on the back plate of the liquid cold plate, and the cold flow in the plate and to take the heat away from the power module. Then the hot flow out to the radiator. For this kind of tube liquid cold plate, it is a joint-free tube to embed into the grooved machined copper or aluminum base plate, dependent on the required thermal performance and the cooling fluid to be used. The tube can be copper and stainless tube and can be simple mechanical dry press fit. Press fit with a thermal epoxy boundary. As you can see, the gray part is the epoxy boundary to fix the copper tube on the aluminum plate. And the tube can be copper. Why we add the epoxy boundary? It is to eliminate the macro valid over the soldered in place for the maximum thermal performance. Cold plate with single or multi-pass tubes. This kind is with a single pass on the plate. And we also have other common tube liquid cold plates, such as 4-pass, 6-pass, 8-pass. The embedded tubes is a fluid outlet. This reduces the risk of any leakage, but also have a gradual thermal profile. As a cooling fluid gets progressively hotter, thereby pretending the last components with a different coolant temperature than the first. The downtime can be somewhat reduced the constructing a multi-pass design where the cooling fluid is looped back through the cold plate and separate the fluid feed can travel in the opposite direction on the first. Another method is of improving the thermal profile offered to all components is to design a tube in plate cold plate with inlet and outlet headers. This divided the incoming cooling fluid into the parallel tubes and offer much more even thermal profile. This is the copper tube liquid cold plate. And cold plates with concealed tubes. Alternatively, the tube can be embedded further into the base so that it cools the device mounted on both sides of the plate. This is the one-side liquid cold plate. We can embed put the copper tube on two sides of the plate of the base plate to cool the power modules on these two sides. The tube is not epoxy to internal elements with an epoxy layer to provide additional protection of any leakage. This option provides greater flexibility, but thermal performance is limited because of the surface area of the tube perimeter. Cold plates with epoxy tube. The tube can be placed towards the top surface of the base. This provides better cooling to device mounted on the surface. So as it is in direct contact with the tube, with the power device, with less thermal interface between the fluid and the power device, with less thermal interface between the flow power devices, the application increase in performance for the application. For this kind of liquid cold plate, the advantages is used for low, medium power density applications, and cost effective for 6-pass standard cold plates. Because we have lots of band tube mold and available aluminum plate with channels for customers, so they don't need to put they don't need to invest the they don't need to invest the band tooling cost of this kind of copper tube. And the customized tube case for enhanced performance. As we can see, the tube shape is as per customer's power module shape. If you have other requirements, we can make the tube shape as per the power module on your size. And the cold plate construction. About the base plate, we generally apply aluminum 6061 material over aluminum 6063 material and copper material. The tube diameter is generally we have many standard copper diameters and you can have your own requirements about it. We can also supply it. And about the wall thickness about the tube is 0.05 inches. And the connectors, if you have different connectors to connect your houses, we can also supply it with 4 millimeters, 6 millimeters, 8 millimeters, or other one you want. And the production benefits. We offer high quality fabrication. As you can see, it is machined by it's machined as per special shape, as per customer requirements. We machine down the plate to fit the installation on the customer size. And it meets ISO 9001 certificate, and we have CE certificates on this kind of products. Plates with flat copper tubes. Flat copper tubes provides higher performance than aluminum flat tubes. Liquid can be water to other common coolants. Flat copper tube.
Flat copper tube liquid cold plate allows for a high level of heat transfer by passing heat from the metal plate to the cooling fluid, often used in compact designs for electric vehicles, high-powered electronics, power generation, medical equipment, military and lasers, Applications include cooling IGBT to ensure their reliability. This is often critical when IGBT is used in electric vehicles and hybrid cars. The semiconductors are used to control the AC motors and generators connected to the car's batteries. IGBT power semiconductor can also be found in power supplies, variable speed refrigerators, air conditioners, and digital amplifiers in high-end consumer systems. We custom design each plate, including the ideal flow parts. These parts can be machined into the base plate or can be part of an extruded base plate. The copper tubes are then press-fit into the parts. Machining the cold plate with the tube installed provide for a very flat surface. Copper flat tube can be manufactured in any length. In addition to be pressed fit into a base plate, they can also be designed and assembled in a ladder. Flat copper tube cold plates have very low thermal resistance and offer thermal uniformity. They are competitive with water and many other common coolants. Since the designs are coolant with the plate, high performance can be achieved when the components are in direct contact with the copper tubes. Designs that allow components such as IGBT to be attached to both sides are also possible. And this is extrude microchannel liquid cold plate. It is for cooling power, electronics, and battery packs. Today's heat exchangers must meet a variety of highly demanding requirements. In terms of performance, they have to ensure maximum heat transfer while keeping size to a minimum. The durability of the heat exchanger must be extremely high, providing trouble-free performance throughout its service life at low manufacturing costs. Microchannel heat exchangers offer potential for a highly compact solution in heat transfer applications that have space limitations, such as automotive vehicles. Microchannel heat exchangers use extrude flat tubes with multiple small channels running the length of the tube. They are available in a variety of designs and complex to provide an ideal solution used in heat exchangers. They are capable of handling high-pressure refrigerants and are manufactured to meet the customer's specific requirements with respect to alloy, wall, and web thickness. With very low thermal resistance, microchannel extrusions are ideal for cooling high heat density components. Additional coating protection is also available when required for specific applications. They can be manufactured in any length, assembled in a ladder, or integrated into a base plate for large area cooling. The aluminum flat tube can be curved into a radius as tight as 6 minimums for cooling or curved objects. These extrusions utilize thin internal walls, which minimize thermal resistance between the fluid and heat source mounting surface. The tubes can also include internal fins that provide additional surface area, which increases thermal performance and offer excellent thermal uniformity as coolant flows below the entire surface. The aluminum construction makes it one of the most sustainable solutions on the market due to its high strength, sealed design, and recyclable materials. The cold plate's large internal surface area, combined with its low pressure drop, makes it ideal for use with various and low heat capacity fluids. Microchannel liquid cold plates are ideal for cooling small, high heat density components, such as the thermoelectric models. The low-profile nature of these cold plates works well in applications with limited space that also require high-performance cooling. Okay, so this is a microchannel liquid cold plate.
这个也看，
讲下来，拿这个吧。
你这个拿了也
随便拿一个。
对，不能讲。
OK，讲这个。哎，那个差不多。As a two-piece construction passes friction.
This kind of liquid cold plate is with FSW technology.
It is as a two-piece construction. Passes are then machined into the base of the cold plates, which allows the liquid to flow through these parts. These flow passes can be very complex and include things and to increase the heat strength. Top piece is then placed on to the base and the friction stir weld into place. This manufacturing method for liquid cooled cold plates is a solid state joining process where the metal is not melted. It's more of a forwarding process that uses a spinning pin and force to create a bond between two pieces. The joined material is plasticized by heat generated by friction between the surface of the base and the contact surface. This process is implemented on a high-speed vertical CNC machine. Machining and welding are done on the same work center. The frictional heat is generated between the wear-resistant welding tool. Finally, the weld surface is a fly cut. Inlet or outlet holes component mounting holes are added. A friction stir weld cold plate results in a leak-proof seal that is very strong and reliable. It offers a complex fluid parts and has the ability to join different alloys, and it has many benefits, such as no leaking, providing strength, it improving uh, weld strength, and environmentally friendly. It has high production volumes, significantly reduces end weight, and no filler material, and it is faster prototyping, delivering cost saving, and it has low production times. It has a high degree of customization, and it is a super quality delivery quickly. We are experienced in design and manufacturing friction stir weld, high conductive cold plates from all type of machines in extrude and cast aluminum alloys. Let us design and build to your print the best performance and the most cost-efficient cold plates for liquid cooling.
就是黑色。
这是什么？来看，
你有带卡斯，那个去。
这个是带卡斯吗？一样的。这个是带卡斯。
这是铸造的。
你留吧。
And another one is die casting liquid cold plates. As we can see, on the surface, the aluminum can be, it is die cast aluminum shape as per the surface, and the copper tube is put in the die cast mode when in production. And the cast cold plates are suitable for complex liquid cooling. Die casting is an efficient, economical process, offering a broader range of designs than any other manufacturing technology. Die castings are monolithic. They combine many functions in one complex shape part. As you can see, this one is not complex, and we can do complex shape as per customers' requirements with this technology. And the produced at high rates of production with little or no machining required. As you can see the holes, we can die cast the hole and just make straight tap on the holes. The process involves forcing molten metals onto the die cavity to create a reproducible three-dimensional part. It can quickly yield complex, precise, rigid cast part with a smooth surface. As we can see, the surface that don't need to intense secondary machining. Don't need the secondary machining. Many customers will start their designs with machined aluminum liquid cold plate, such as the CNC machine liquid cold plate we just introduced before. And for prototyping, pre-production and small volume production with that technology. And as their production volume grows, the tooling investment cost to transition to a die-cast part provides for a good return due to the lower cost of the cold plate. This kind of cold plates have many advantages, such as it can be produced with thinner walls and have the feel and appearance of quality. Complex shapes with enclosure tolerance, and the holes can be cored and made to tap drill size. As we can see, there are many holes produced by this kind of process. Provide parts which are durable, dimensionally stable. Since we use one set of mold to produce this kind of product, so it provides parts which are durable and dimensionally stable. Corrosion resistance of die casting alloys range from good to high. It can be produced with surface simulating a wide variety of textures. Inert of other metals, such as this copper tube, and some non-metals can be die cast in place, or other kind of material with a high melt point than aluminum. And it can be easily plated or finished with minimum of surface preparation. Much stronger than plastic injection. As because metal is stronger than plastic injection mold, and with the same dimensions. Because die casting do not consist of separate parts, welded or fastened together. The strength of that of the material, not that of thread or welds. Die casting produce parts that are durable and dimensionally stable, while maintaining close tolerance. They also heat resistance. Die casting also provides integral fastening elements such as bosses and stools, which can result in assembly economies. They can produce thousands of identical casting within specific tolerance before additional tooling may be required. As we can say, this is made. It is good made for fitment installation. Radiator cooling liquid cold plate, tube to fin heat exchanger. Tube to fin heat exchanger also refers to as radiators.
这是他们这个系统，然后这是溶液水桶，所以它也放进去。
哦，
Radiator cooling liquid cold plates or tube to fin heat exchanger. It referred to as radiators made of with aluminum tubes that pass through the highest density fin that is supported by a mounting frame. These fins can be made of copper or aluminum. This allows designs to maximize heat transfer from liquid to air. Tube-to-fin heat exchangers are cost-effective, offer good heat removal, and are used in many industries, including military and medical equipment, lasers, analytical instrumentation, power electronics, semiconductor equipment, machine tools, telecommunications, imaging devices, food and processing, and more. Radiator cooling allows liquid to be cooled to much lower temperature than many other types of solutions. Its tubes are suitable for a variety of fluids, such as water, dielectric fluids, and specific blends for a customer's custom application. Clean heat exchangers provide a significantly increased surface area due to numerous thin fins in the thermal path. They are very suitable for dissipating excess heat in liquids to the ambient air or a second cooling circuit. And our heat exchanger designs are available in a number of sizes and can be designed with or without a fan. Our thermal aspects can specify and design a customized heat exchanger solution specifically to your needs. A high degree of flexibility is available to fin heat exchanger designs. They can operate with any combination of gas, liquid, or two-phase fluids. Heat transfer between multiple process streams is also accommodated. A variety of fin patterns, band destiny, mounting structures, and pipe connections are readily available for fabrication. The heat exchanger cores are available in any size, from 5 centimeter, 5 centimeter to 2 meter. Its tubular constructions can be equipped with tubes from any different tube patterns and tube diameters in 5 millimeters, 7 millimeters. Uh, Special options include no coating that prevents dust accumulation, a cost-effective aluminum tube construction suitable for ultra clean water, or highest grade stainless steel tubes suitable for seawater, among others. And it has many advantages. It has a high heat transfer efficiency, especially in gas treatment. It has a large heat transfer area, and it has approximately 5 times lighter in weight than that of shear and tube heat exchanger, and it is able to withstand high pressure. Um,
Okay, that's the liquid cooling plate and the radiators about the whole liquid cooling system. And the other one, such as the hose and pumps, we can also supply the whole liquid cooling system if you have requirements about this kinds of accessories. And the next one, we can introduce some heatings. First, the air heatings. First, we can, as we can see, the extruded heat sink. Winnie, this is your product, right?
Yes. Its process is extrusion. It is extruded heat sink, and it help dissipate heat from heat sources to ambient air by using increased surface area to maximize heat transfer. Heat sinks come in a variety of constructions but all include collecting heat into a base, conducting heat to the fins, and using the added surface to conduct heat to air. This surface is black anodized, and its wallet-friendly solutions, cost-effective, and hundreds of options meet specific installation needs with a wide variety of mounting options and improve heat dissipation, diverse performance, and speed with added surface areas. And this is a sampled product. It can be assembled with the sheet metal case.
So customer will need the metal case and the heat sink together.
Yes.
We can supply the metal case as well.
Yeah, we can also supply sheet metal case.
As far as I know, there is also other metal parts you supply to the customers, right? Such as the CNC part, right?
Mm.
Yes, and the metal case and heat extrusion. So we supply one-stop solution for your thermal management requirements, right?
Yes.
And we can also supply the surface treatment, such as this is the green powder coating, right?
Yes, the sheet metal is gray powder.
Okay. The next one is the scaped fin heat sink. As we can see, the scaped fin heat sink is a type of heat sink that constructed from single-piece metal material. The material is a single metal material, aluminum block or a copper block, and it gives a reduced thermal resistance since there is no joint. There is no joint connecting the base and the fins. Since it allows for high fin density, and offers a thin fin heat sink. The fin can be thin and the fin it allows a high fin density than the extrusion aluminum heat sink. And the scaped fin heat sink provides highly options, and so that's why it is suitable for the high power module cooling. And as we can see, here is also another scaped fin heat sink with copper material like this. And the fin it has a high fin density here, and the fin is very thin. It will save the mounting space for your end of applications and for some high power semiconductors for with small volume, small and high thermal management requirements, thermal cooling requirements. And this is a scaped fin heat sink. Also, we have bonded fin heat sink, heat pipe heat sink. We don't have it in our broadcast room, but I can introduce the heat pipe heat sink is put some heat pipe on the back of this kind of fin to increase the cooling capacity of this kind of fin. And another one is the bonded fin heat sink. The bonded fin heat sink also allows the high fin density. And the difference between the bonded fin and this kind of scuffed fin heat sink is that we make the bonded fin heat sink with aluminum plate and then groove the fin machine the base plate with groove to put the fin into the groove, and there will need the epoxy resin to paste the fin well, and this is the difference between these two kind of heat sinks. And another heat sink is and as we can see, this kind of heat sink, it is an LED heat sink, and the lamp LED will put on this size, and the fins can be die-casted with die-casting mode over vacuum brazed with fin and base plate. As we can see, the fin density it allows high fin density as well, with the cylindrical fin on the base plate, and the shape is very special to fit the customers and applications. And if you have other shapes such as square, rectangular, or other kind of shape, we can also make it with die casting technology. It will help you achieve the complete shape to fit your end application well. And that's the heat sink we introduced today. First, we introduced the liquid cold plate with vacuum brazing
cold plate,
tube liquid cold plate, and
macro channel liquid cold plate.
Yes, and friction
stir
weld
the cold
sphere.
plate.
Yes, stir weld the plate, and some air-cooled heat sink, such as die-casting heat sink, and scuffed fin heat sink, and with different material, copper, aluminum, and
extrusion heat sink.
Yes, extrusion heat sink. For extrusion heat sink, the advantage of the heat sink is with high production efficiency, and it is wallet friendly solutions. If you don't have a large budget, you can take this kind of solution. So if the air-cooled heat sink couldn't meet your cooling requirements, you can apply liquid cold plate to your power modules. The difference is with air-cooled heat sink is liquid cold plate have a larger cooling capacity than air-cooled heat sink in some degree, and have a low noise because lots of air-cooled heat sink need fan to achieve first heat transfer to the air, and the liquid cold plate need a pump hose, and the liquid cold plate to promote the whole liquid, the whole system. That's the difference between these two kind of liquid, these two kind of heatings. All these kind of heatings we can make customized design and our standard design for you. If you have requirements, just contact us for click our products link or contact our service person on the Alibaba website. So that's all for today. So if you have questions, you can contact us directly. Thank you.
拜拜。
拜拜。